with the state of the world right now, you shouldn't be traveling. And I was like,
What?
I think I'll be fine. It's okay, man. And he's like, no, because you'll run into pockets of people who just aren't governed by law, and they'll kill you for fun. And I was like,
okay. Welcome back to Mismatched.
Woo!
We back again.
Again, with a podcast. So, Kyle.
Yes, Kenz.
Guess what food I'm thinking of right now?
Avocado.
No.
What is it?
Blizzards.
Blizzards. Why are you thinking blizzards?
Because we're getting blizzards tonight.
Oh, yeah. We're breaking vegan.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. I planned this really, really, really poorly. So tonight around 8 to 9 p.m., Kyle and I are getting blizzards with our uncle. It's like our little thing, And, I'm a vegan, and I've been a vegan for a minute now. So, when I get that dairy intake, she flows right through me. And the next morning, I'm usually not in a great state. See, my dumbass booked a 6 a.m. spin class. I'm going to be freaking... I feel so bad for the people around me on those spin bikes. You should get the back row. No, and I'm front row.
Oh, damn. Everyone behind you,
Everyone
watch out.
beside me, around... I'm surrounded by people. The instructor's in front of me. There's 2 people beside me. There's people behind me. They're going to be like, who is this stanky girl?
You screwed.
Sorry, I really wanted a Reese's Pieces cookie dough blizzard. I'm really excited.
Kenz, we went on Family Feud.
We were on Family Feud. Okay, we weren't on Family Feud. We watched a recording of Family Feud.
Yeah, they just launched Family Feud Canada.
Yeah.
Which is pretty jokes, and they have this pretty famous Canadian comedian hosting.
Yeah.
And I just one more applied for tickets, and I got 2, and we had nothing to do that day, so we said why not.
It was so cool. We have to keep some things private, but it was really cool. It was a long experience, but most of it is you're not allowed to have your phone with you. You have to check your coat because you could, we'd given away details or recording it. And then we waited in a line for a while to get in, but it was at the CBC studios.
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah, and it was on the top floor, which was very random.
Probably the biggest studio they have in there.
Yeah.
I'd say it was massive.
When we walked in, it literally felt like it looked exactly like how it does on TV, and it's as big as it looks on TV. Because normally you little kids sets when on TV it looks like a massive couch, and then you actually go and it's this tiny little thing. But no, it was huge. It was crazy. It was really fun.
It was really fun. It was just cool seeing all the behind the scenes of everything, and you think that a game show would be all just one smooth cut, but there was lots of times where someone would jump the gun on where they're supposed to be, or the host would screw up the line. So then, they would literally go, for everyone who's watched Family Feud, they go to, the answer, and they would, the first time they go through it, whatever, and then, you hear, cut, 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 and then he's like, okay, can we do that again, but we need more enthusiasm or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we're going to when they reveal the answers, and then the families would have to, pretend, the families would have to react, already knowing that, they either got it right or wrong. So it was kind of cool. I don't know, it was just cool to see that.
No, it was cool, especially, I studied at York for production and just stage management, so it was cool seeing all the things I studied kind of happen because I learned about the stage manager, and I learned about the director, and I learned about the artistic directors, and so it was cool seeing that firsthand and how they use all the definitions I remembered in real life. But it was so cool, and it was fun. And there was this awesome guy named Marty. Great guy. His job is basically to just entertain the audience and other things, I'm sure. But that was what his job was when we were there. He was so funny. He literally just got paid to run back and forth dancing and try to get the audience dancing and play games with the audience. We got snacks.
Yeah.
That was great. Halfway through, we got a bag of snacks with a juice box and a granola bar and some chips. Some were Doritos. We didn't eat any of them because, plant-based. But, and I just don't really like juice boxes anymore. I don't know. But everyone else around us was munching hard.
Because there's so many, takes, the first half hour, his job was literally just to tell us, how to react to things.
Yeah.
There was some times where, the host would be like, oh, what are they going to win? And, the crowd would say, $10,000. So he'd have to like run through it with us, like to make sure like we don't screw it up.
We need to get trained on when to applaud, how loud to applaud.
Yeah.
They really, really want you to applaud. Like, they would have to do a take, and they'd be like, no, we need more from the audience. And then redo it again. Like, by the end, my throat was, like, dry. Like, I was thirsty because, like, every 2 minutes, you're like, woo, yeah, aw. And, like, it's crazy. But luckily, the family we saw, they were, like, really funny. They were really cool.
Yeah.
Because, like, sometimes you get feeling for you, and you're just like, yep, this is cool. But, like, these families were, like, energetic, outgoing, very interesting.
Yeah, it was good. Definitely a good one. And apparently we should be in the background of one of them.
Yeah.
So
we're on Fast Money.
Yeah, at the end when they like try to actually win the money, when they do their answers and they turn around to look at the board, so then the cameras, instead of facing the set, it's facing towards the audience. And apparently we were like right in line with the camera. So you might be catching us on Family Feud.
I know. I would see when the camera would start recording, and I was like, yeah. And then they would stop recording. I was like, That was really funny, too, about the host. Like, it would be on. Like, you'd see it's like, okay, in like 3, 2, 1, go. They're like, hey, guys, welcome back to Family Feud. Okay, and we're done. And you just, like, walk away. Or we would just sit there, like, looking into nothing. Just, like,
He's probably like thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was funny because I always kind of wondered about that. Like, what happens when the camera stops rolling?
He was still nice though. Like,
no, he was really nice. He would talk to the families and stuff, but it's just funny because he goes from like this character to like, which was really funny. But also, what's funny was the demographic there.
Yeah, we were probably the youngest people there.
It was either like grandparents like having a like what was yesterday Monday afternoon out, or it was like. Yeah.
It was like some couples.
Yeah, some couples. I feel like it was mainly like first year university, like, I don't know, kind of like nerdy people. Is that bad? Like, but no, I felt like we definitely stood out a little bit, but it was okay. We were sitting right next to like a couple probably close to our age, so everyone probably just thought we were with them as a couple. The usual.
Yeah, it was fun.
No,
definitely do it again.
It was so fun. So if you guys ever have the chance to get free tickets to a game show, you should go. It's really fun. And it took up a lot of time in the afternoon, and I had no plans.
Exactly.
It was really fun.
Well, on this episode, we have another guest coming on.
We're just full of guests.
Is that 3
recently.
in a row, or did we take a break in one?
We did Mom, us, Alana, and then we got another one.
So 3 of the last 4 have had guests, which is good. People are listening. People want to be on it.
People are listening. They want to be on it. We're also leaving in like a few days. So when you hear this...
You'll have like 4 days.
So we're just trying to cram them all in before we go.
But anyways, this guest, I've known him for a couple years now. He went to the high school down from us. He currently plays lacrosse at Laurier. So we're going to be talking to him about that, just his life, his career, how he handles playing professional school sports and handling school and just all of that.
Just the insight of playing sports at a university or college, since we both don't really know anything about that. I thought it was interesting.
So anyways, welcome my friend Sal. Okay, welcome to the podcast, Sal.
Thanks for having me.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Came all the way from Waterloo just for this.
I did.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we did not know that.
Why was that? You just really wanted to be on the podcast.
I actually did. I was like, I really want to do it. I'm a for the people kind of guy, as Joel would say.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Coming all the way here.
And this is my first time meeting Mackenzie, too.
So. And I was like, hi.
It's so funny because, like, you know, I followed both of you guys on Instagram for so long. And, like, watch your YouTube videos and just have known who you are since grade 7.
I know. We have so many mutual friends.
Yeah, Kenz was going on. I was like, oh, yeah, like, I know Sal. Like, he's, like, friends with this, like, this friend. And they've hung out together, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, Kenz, like, have you seen him? Have you talked to him? You're like, no. I just, like, really know him. And I'm like, okay.
It's so weird, like, the way that stuff, like, mutual friends work out. Because, like, I was at the bar last night and... You know, there's this girl there who my best friend at school knows her really well. And, like, she follows me on Instagram. And she was with a bunch of my friends. So I was like, hey, like, I know you. And then she was just, like, standing there. And she was just kind of like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, because, like, you know my friend Owen. She was like, okay, like, why are you talking to me? And I was like,
You're like,
nice.
I thought this was going to be a...
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like, hey, I know you too. Nice to meet you finally. But it did not go that way.
I've had the opposite with Kenzie's friends. Like, someone will come up to me, like some, whatever, younger girl, and she's like, oh, Kyle, how's it going? And I'm like, who are you? She's like, you're Kyle Strong. You're Mackenzie's brother. It's like, I run into you all the time. Like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, like, I've come over and hung out with Kenz while you were there. And I'm like, oh, you've been in my house. Nice. That's really fun. Yeah, I don't know who you are. Why are you talking
Say
to
your
me?
name.
Yeah, names would be good right now.
So you're the cool one in this situation.
Yeah, I'm the colder one.
I'm just the one who's like, hey, notice me. Yeah.
So, anyways, tell us a little bit about yourself. People that don't know you.
Yeah, well, I'm Sal. I went to high school near you guys, so that's how I know you. I go to Laurier, I play on their lacrosse team there, and just a fun guy.
Were you in the arts program at Cawthra?
Yeah, I was. I was there for drama because I was originally from Streetsville. Like, I lived in Streetsville, and then I just wanted to go to Cawthra really bad because my sister went there for drama.
Oh, really? I was gonna say, how'd you hear about Cawthra being all the way over there?
Yeah, and my middle school teacher, like, we did plays and stuff, and she really wanted me to go to drama. She really was pushing for me to go into the arts in high school, and then I really liked it, so I was like, okay, so I did it, and then it was cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Was it a good experience?
Yeah, it was a great experience because the teachers are awesome. I mean, they're super knowledgeable, which is like sometimes when you go into high school, you get those teachers who
just don't really know stuff.
They're super annoying, but they're super fun and like they actually treat you like an actor, like with respect and stuff, which is nice. And then they teach you a lot about the process, and it really does help you grow. And then there's a super fun time, and then you're just with all these people that you end up going into classes with them twice a year, every year for 4 years. So you get to know everyone really well and get comfortable with them. So yeah, that's why I ended up moving down here. So I can be closer to school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm closer to... Yeah, I only live literally across the street from you guys.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah, like right in front of Port Credit High School.
No way.
What street?
Fox Hunt.
Where's that?
You know Rizzo?
Yeah.
I live next to Rizzo.
Really?
Yes, I live next to Rizzo.
Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
In Cawthra, did you notice, like, were like arts kids kind of like above the mainstream kids? Like, was there like a not stigma, but a little royalty to it?
Yeah, like like
just a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, you just call them like, what do they call them? Locals. You just like, he's a local. He's a local, and then everyone's like, what does that mean?
I feel like in Port Credit it was the opposite. It was like the mainstream people were cool, and then there was like sci-tech and strings.
Yeah, literally.
I feel like that's how it works for most, but it's like, we were literally at High School Musical.
Yeah.
So it was funny because now you can't even say locals at Cawthra. Like if you say locals, you get a detention. It's
no way.
You have to call them like I don't know. They did it after I left, but I what do they call them now? Regional students or something.
Regionals.
Oh, true.
I don't know. But it's super funny. So because you kind of would be like, I'm here because I'm special. But it's not really like it actually mattered that much. Especially because like you end up hanging out with
everyone.
Everyone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Kenz and I were talking about that actually. Like now being a couple of years out of high school, like how much just like stuff just didn't matter back like in regards to now.
It's so funny, like all the clicks and stuff you see, and you're like, wow, I really did that.
That was me. What made you choose lacrosse since you were in the drama program?
Well, I played lacrosse. Like I kind of got into it late, but like I'd been playing since I was 11, and then I just went to Laurier for communications. It's not like I picked the school off of lacrosse or anything. Then I was like, they have a team. I'll go try out for them. And then, it kind of fell together nicely. But, it's funny because, like, now I look back at it a little bit and I wish I kind of went into more something to do with the theater or film industry, not even acting per se, but just, like, learning the business around it because that's what I'm interested in now. So we'll see where things go, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are you studying at school, then?
Communication studies.
Yeah.
But Laurier's communication program, it's kind of weird because you go into it thinking you're going to get all this marketing stuff.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just sit down and like, it's just teaching you the history of communication.
Oh.
So like the printing press and like tokens and stuff, like how people would mark tokens to communicate like how much wheat they had and stuff. So it was,
Oh, that is interesting.
no, it's not. It's actually the opposite. So you're like, you sit there your first 2 years and you're like, holy, why am I here? And then you get to third year and you start to kind of get to pick what you want more and focus in. So now I have some like television communication studies and like, stuff like that, which is okay. So.
I was gonna say, was that just the first like year or two?
Yeah.
Like are you still learning about the printing press right now?
You know what? It's actually, there is a course that's literally just dedicated to the printing press. It's like, why?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it a bird course?
No, it's like really hard.
Really hard?
Really, really hard.
Oh god.
You're just like so extra about it.
I wonder how the teacher got there to be the printing press teacher.
I was thinking about that. Like, why?
How did your life like transpire to be the one designated to teaching kids about the printing press?
One of my profs, sick guy. Actually, like my favorite prof this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like talking about how he just like loved communication studies at Western. He was like obsessed with it. And he has sleeves, like tattoo sleeves, all of quotes from our textbooks.
Oh
like Michel Foucault and Judy Butler. Like it's all down his arm. And we're like, wow.
That's a dedicated
you
man.
Love it.
And he was like, I chose this life and I'm not leaving it. And we were all like,
I think it's not a phase.
literally.
It's my life.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, but you guys both left school, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't for you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Kyle never really liked school. I just didn't like my school. Like, I want to go to school next year for sure. And then I just didn't want to jump into, because I didn't decide I was going to drop out till like July.
Oh.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. So then I didn't want to like jump into another program. And then I ended up booking this trip, so it worked out.
Right.
But he just straight up doesn't like school.
Yeah. I like school, but like it wasn't like
For the right
I was like I like school for like the social aspects and like getting away from the house and stuff like that. But like for learning, I don't know. I'm not a big like lecturer, sit in the classes. And like you said, like for the first 2 years of like business school is like it's so bad. It's so boring, so like bland. And I know like everyone's like, oh, it gets better and stuff, but it was like a lot of money to like maybe find something out of it. And I have nothing against school. Like I would definitely go back to school like if I found something that like I would truly enjoy learning. But just like economics and stuff, like you said, like we were talking earlier, like we're kind of an artsy family, it turns out.
Yeah.
So like
that was
learning
so random.
learning like economics and accounting was kind of like just slowly killing me.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. It is tough. But like, would you go back if there was like photography? Like, is there? I don't know.
There is like now. If I would go to photography classes if I saw like a big benefit. Like a lot of photography is kind of just like finding your style, like that. But if it was like, oh, like go back to school to learn like all these specific lighting techniques so you can whatever use it towards this, then I was like, okay, yeah, that could be useful.
You're just more of a like like you teach yourself a lot of things, and you do better when you're just like doing it in your own time.
Yeah,
I'm not like that.
Yeah,
I like being in a classroom.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm very much a little student.
I like such a hard time. Like this is gonna sound funny, but like I just have such a hard time actually learning things and retaining the information.
Yeah.
Like I have a spatial processing like learning disability.
Okay.
So it makes it like a little tougher.
What do you mean by that?
Like it just everything like what you would do, what your brain could process super quick would take mine like a while, just in certain stuff. So like math and like writing and stuff like that. Like I don't see where it all comes together. Like it never will make sense to me ever. So then when I'm doing stuff like learning equations and stuff like that, it just doesn't stick. And then I can never do it. So then it's just a grind and a half. Yeah. So it's just funny that you're like, I love learning and stuff.
Yeah, no.
See, it's kind of funny because like Kenz really likes the classroom, but like her program wouldn't let her be in the classroom because she was in dance.
Yeah.
And I'm the opposite. I was like, I don't really like the classroom, but every single class was like the classroom.
Oh my
so
God,
it's kind of opposites.
The few classes I had, I mean, they were boring, but I liked like learning them. But the dance parts was awful.
Were your teachers like hard on you? Like super hard on you?
My like actual like academic courses were pretty good. The dance teachers are pretty strict. My ballet teacher, which is funny because you'd think she'd be the strictest, she was like strict in a sense, but you just have to like, if you're nice to her, she'll be nice to you. dancers are very stereotypically mean, so they're sassy with their teacher. Your teacher's gonna be sassy with you. But my modern teacher, yeah, she was really mean. She was hard. She would sit you. You had to go through like meetings with her every few months, and she'd literally like sit you down and be like, "You're never gonna be a dancer. You're not good enough. You're too skinny. Like you need to work harder. You need to go to the gym and get stronger." And it was like, okay. Be like, and we're gonna give you like a C-. That's just like the average dance grade.
Wow. Because I know, like with theater schools, like it is actually insane how hard they are on theater students.
Really?
Like, yeah, like Ryerson has like these, like I don't personally know, so I don't want to like shit on Ryerson if anyone's in Ryerson theater and they love their teachers, but I've heard some pretty hard things, and I know just from like watching interviews of actual like actors and stuff, they're like, it is so hard to go into a school like Juilliard and like just get judged and be told every day, oh, you're not good enough, this is what you do wrong, and they like sit you down and they have like a whole council meeting with you. They're like, you suck, pretty much, you're terrible, and and we're gonna fail you if you don't get better. And it's just like, well, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
I know. It's like the professors themselves are so strict, and then you're also dealing, like, it's not like a classroom, it's like it's always a competition because you're performing for each other, and then not only you're always performing for each other, but for York it was like each day you'd have a new partner, and then so you would learn something, a choreography, new routine or a move, and then you'd have to go in front of everyone and do it, and then your partner would come to you after and be like, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong.
That's tough.
And it's just
That's
like
tough.
Great. But yeah.
Did you notice like a lot of people from your high school went into like what they were studying in high school, or did a lot of them change their paths?
A lot of people went into drama, like theater, some element of it. Yeah, I wish I went into it, to be honest, just because like that's what I like to do. So, but yeah, a lot of kids went on to Ryerson or to Rudolph or to York in some capacity, but a lot of them ended up dropping out first year because they were like, they couldn't handle how much like
very common.
Our dropout rate, like even in the first month we lost, like, I mean, York's program for dance is really stupid small. It's like 50 people. So in the first month we lost like 5, and then now that's like 30 kids. Like we have like 20 gone in the first year. Yeah. Which is crazy, but it's like scary. I understand why a lot of people don't go into the arts field because it's really competitive. You may not get paid a lot, and definitely parents don't love it.
Yeah. I know at Ryerson or York, I don't know which one, but my drama teacher was telling me when he was in school, they would take 50 kids in first year and they cut 25 by the end of first year. So like I can't imagine going into a school and being like, I'm gonna pay all this money and maybe get a shot at second year. And then you can get cut in second year too. So it was like, he was saying by the end they had like 5 kids in the graduating class.
Holy,
oh my God.
That's intense.
Yeah. I was like, nope, that's not for me.
Stick to lacrosse, I guess.
Yeah.
So the lacrosse season's done, right? It's fall sport, right? If I can remember.
Well, it's funny because like here, it's in fall, and then in the States, it's a spring sport.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So JWoww, like our friend JWoww, in case I don't know, JWoww is my buddy, and he plays lacrosse in the States for in a school in Savannah called SCAD, and so he's just starting his season in 20 days, and like I ended mine like 2 months ago. So it's kind of funny.
How'd your season go?
We had some tough bounces. I mean, we were supposed to be a really good team, like and Laurier's never really had great teams, so we were looking forward to it because we had a lot of success last year, but I sat out of that season just because of an injury, and then so this season I was really excited to get back, and we all came together, and it was a great group of guys, and we were like supposed to be really good because we had a lot of great players, and then we just had a lot of injuries, and a lot of guys left the team just because like Laurier doesn't support us. Like Laurier is terrible to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they make us pay fees to use their field, and like they don't support our games or anything or give us uniforms or anything, and then they make us have the worst practice times. Like we're last on the list of everything, so it's 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week at 6 a.m. So you gotta be on the field by 6. So you're out of your house at like 5:30. Some guys are out of their house at like 5:55. Then you're going to the field, and then we lost a lot of guys, and then we ended up losing a lot of ball games. So was tough. We still made playoffs though, but we just got bounced first round.
Yeah. Who's like Laurier's like top sports team then? I guess who's the most favorite? Would be for like football or something?
Yeah, I think football for most schools is. Especially, it's weird because we won the Yates Cup a few years ago, which is like a big deal. And then, so they were getting a lot of publicity, and they're probably bringing the most money too. Yeah. And then hockey second, and then everything under there is just kind of like basketball actually, men's basketball is bigger than hockey probably. They had a really good season last year. So
interesting.
Yeah. How like demanding time wise is being on like the lacrosse team?
It's pretty. It's demanding. You gotta learn how to manage it. It's really hard for a first year kid to try and figure out that. Like when I was in first year, I had a really hard time managing because, especially when you get to school and you're just like, I want to stay up and have this social experience and go out, but I gotta be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow for practice. So you can't stay. You want to be in bed by 10, right? Yeah. So that you have a productive day. Because in first year, I would stay up till like 2, go to bed, get up for practice at 6, then go to my 9:30, and I'd just sleep in my 9:30, which is like terrible. Yeah. So, but like time wise, you figure it out. But it is pretty demanding, and it's weird. It's like a weird flex on your schedule because like your study times and everything have to be moved around, and then especially if you're commuting, it's like really weird because we have one guy who has to get up at 4 a.m. to get there. Yeah, so it's a bit of a grind, but it's okay.
Nice. What did you do to like compensate, I guess, for the time, like to handle both like school and, I guess more this year, I guess, than first year, but. Yeah,
well, so because like I have a kind of a unique experience because I didn't play last year, so I didn't have to be at practice or anything. Yeah. So like you notice you have so much free time and you're like you can do anything. It's so fun, like because you're like I'll go out tonight and then I'll sleep until noon tomorrow and then I'll do my studying later. But then with lacrosse, it's like, well, I got 4 days this week, 6 a.m. on the field, and then if you're close to playoffs, you might have 8 o'clock practices as well. You might be doing it twice, and then we got a doubleheader on Thursday, Friday, and so you got to tell your profs you're going, and like the profs don't care about this team because Laurier doesn't care about lacrosse. So they're like, oh, okay, that's a you issue. Like you're gonna get the absence, and like so sometimes profs won't even write you off for like a midterm. Yeah. If you try and defer it, they won't give it to you, which is so annoying. Yeah. Yeah, like we lost like 3 players to midterms in playoffs. That's so stupid. It's so like stupid. Wow. Yeah, it's annoying, but like. Sorry, I keep going off the question, but yeah, for me, like how I manage it, like, I only take 4 courses because like I find 5 courses to be a lot, so I don't mind taking a little extra time, and then so it's a little easier that way, and then I just like try and write it out what my day is gonna be like. You wake up early, right?
Yeah, I wake up really early.
Like 5, right? Yeah. Like, she probably gets it because you have your whole day ahead of you after that.
Yeah, I just feel like more productive when I wake up early. And then when I was in the dance program, all my classes started at like 7:45. So I couldn't really go out. So I understand that. But do you find it takes away from like your social life at all? Or you still manage to...
You know what? Actually, it's funny because it is my social life. Like, the team is my social life, so it's like whatever those guys are doing, I'm doing, and I literally am with them 24/7.
That's good, though.
So, yeah, it's great. It's great because it's a fun group of guys, so it's always nice to have that group of people, especially when you're coming into school and you don't know anyone. So that was nice. And then, but yeah, like, I find the hardest part is just making sure you get a good night's sleep before. Because if you get that 8 hours and you wake up at 6, your day's ready. Especially after a workout in the morning, it feels good too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Kenz goes to bed at like 9:30ish, so waking up at whatever 5 isn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
9:30, 10, I'm like, all right.
that was definitely my hardest part. Like season everything still. Like I'm just like, oh, I want to stay up and just do stuff. And then some guys get, like my best friend on the team, he gets really upset because he likes to study at night. And so he's like, well, it's hard for me because I got to be home by 10 now and be in bed by 10:30, 11:30. Yeah. So it's like, he was like, I like to study till 1. So, yeah. Some guys, it really bothers them. Me, I'm like, easy. I go with it. But some guys have stricter programs too. So,
true.
Yeah.
So do you notice, like, talking to JWoww, like, was there a big difference in sports culture between, like, Canadian universities and American?
Yeah, well, the biggest is, like, he has fans.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
They get crowds.
Well, JWoww fans.
Yeah, like there's fans there who come out and like they're like, yeah,
lacrosse game. Yeah, lacrosse game's on.
Yeah, us, it's like we used to play on our alumni field, which is in the middle of our campus.
Yeah.
So, and people would walk by and be like, we have a lacrosse team? We're like, yeah, we're in a game right now. So it's like, we got no respect, which is annoying. But like, yeah, it's a bigger deal there. And like, they just have way more like facilities and
funding.
Yeah, funding. Like they have a weight training coach and they have a weight training coach and they have just like better equipment and like better field time and like all that, and it's more intense, and they recruit, right? Like they go after guys. Like Laurier doesn't recruit. You kind of just see if there's a team there.
Yeah.
And for some guys, it was like, oh, there's a team there, I'm more inclined to pick this school. But for most of them, it's like, I'm going to Laurier for my program. Oh, they have a team as well. I'll try out.
Because that's like how JWoww ended up there, right? Because they recruited him or offered him as part of scholarship or whatever. Yeah,
JWoww really, like, it was his dream to go to the States and play lacrosse ever since maybe like grade 10 when he found out he could do it. He put his mind to it. And so he started going to camps like in the States, like Maryland and Syracuse and stuff, which is a good way to get your name out there. And then he was getting some buzz from like some D3 D2 schools. And then SCAD came and it was like, it worked out perfectly for him because he wants to be an architect. And they're like one of the best design schools in the States. So he loves it. And then, like lacrosse is pretty popular in his school. Yeah. Because I don't know, they don't have a football team or anything. Nothing like that.
So is lacrosse like their main sport then there? Like,
I don't know if it's their main sport, but I would probably say it's a bigger one. Like unless maybe they have a baseball team or something, but I don't know. Or basketball, but.
And lacrosse is kind of just like bigger. The more south you go, warm you get compared to like the northern, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's really popular in California, which is odd. Like I always find that weird, but maybe it's because
that's weird.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're so woke there. I found this game and they're probably like, this is so mid.
Actually, I think 2 years ago, or no, 1 year ago, whenever JWoww was like just started going, my dad and I were road tripping up from Florida, and we actually went through Savannah and saw his school. It's actually like a really nice school.
It is.
It's kind of like a Ryerson-y vibe, as it's like more like modern. It's kind of like in the heart of the city, kind of, I don't know, artsy, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But it was like really nice. I was like, damn,
yeah,
have a good time here.
I'm jealous of him. Like it's so annoying when he calls me though, and he's like, bro, like, it's 40 degrees here. It's too hot for the 7th day in a row. And I'm, like, walking through an ice storm in Waterloo. And I'm like,
is it?
I was like, oh, yeah, it's such a struggle, JWoww. F you, man.
It's pretty accurate impersonation.
Oh, dog.
Oh, bro.
JWoww. What a guy.
Have you ever gone down and visited?
No, I haven't. No. I want to. I was going to go this year, but like I'm going on exchange, so I got to kind of ration my money.
That's literally like the theme of our last month.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You guys are probably going through it right now, right?
I was like, my friends were like going to this New Year's thing downtown, and it was like $70 to get in, plus Ubers and drinks and stuff. And they're like, Kyle, come, and I'm like, yeah, like, guess what, guys?
I'm gonna spend this New Year's.
We literally like cheers, and we're in bed by like 12:15.
Yeah, it wasn't good New Year's though.
Yeah, it was good though. So we're going on exchange?
Germany.
So we're in Germany.
New Ulm. So it's like it's near the Austria border.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's further down south.
Yeah. So what made you choose there?
They accepted me. They like the team. It was funny, you go through the process and you pick your top 3, and mine were Italy, Australia, and then France. Just because like I'm Italian, and then Australia is sick. Like I swear everyone, like you guys know, everyone wants to go to Australia, and then France is just like I'd been to France, so I was a little comfortable with it, and so I was like I could do this here because it's Central Europe. Like that was my other thing, and then. You needed like a 9 GPA for all 3.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I had to get GPA waivers to get into exchange. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And my counselor was like, yeah, those are the 3 most competitive places. And I was like, cool. And then so she came back and she was like, yeah, you got accepted to our exchange program, but like you have to reapply to some schools. So then I applied to Sweden, Denmark, and Germany.
Cool.
And then my neighbor's from Germany. So
Yeah.
she was like explaining to me how nice it is there. And I was like, okay. So I did it. And I was like, got in. And I like their semester because I'll be there from March to August.
Oh yeah, you'll be in the summer too, which
That's-
that's actually nice.
nice.
Thinking about it.
Really nice. And you get like I was telling you guys before about how you get excursion periods. So you get time off while you're there. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Because I've been to Germany. I went to just a couple like cities, but I went in like beginning of May. And it was still like a little cold. I mean, I was more north, I guess. But if you're there for the summer, like that's pretty mint.
Yeah, it should be fun, man. Like I've been. It's a small town that I'm in, but like they were telling me that it's a little more student oriented there.
Yeah.
Because there's
good.
like so many universities in this one area.
Okay.
So they were like just explaining to me like that it's good to be there as a kid, and it's like a 4,000 person school,
Okay.
but it's all like most of it is exchange kids.
Exchange kids?
Yeah, which is nice.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that'll be
Little-
awesome.
Yeah, a little student town.
Yeah.
What's like the closest, I guess, major city? Like, where are you flying into?
Munich's the closest.
Munich?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your girlfriend think of this?
Yeah, she's like excited for me.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like anytime someone goes away,
Yeah.
it's hard, right? You're gonna miss them, but like yeah.
Is she gonna
Hopefully
come
she-
visit?
yeah, come
with your
visit.
month off.
Yeah, she's gonna come visit me.
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
That'll be
so
awesome.
it's exciting. Yeah.
It's cool for her too that she can
I know
see
she has an
Germany.
excuse to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Love hate.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it's so funny because that's like literally everyone goes into exchange and like their first question is like, oh, like what about your girlfriend or your boyfriend? But like we've been together like 2.5 years, almost
Yeah.
3 now, so like we're not really that stressed about it, right?
And didn't she go away for a bit too?
She went to Australia for a summer for 2 months almost.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I was just kind of chilling at home, working and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, being kind
Staying
of a dirt.
occupied.
Yeah.
I forget how long you guys been together. Remember when you first got together? I was like, oh, you guys are actually a really cute couple.
Thank you, appreciate it.
She goes to Laurier, right? Too.
At Guelph. She's
Guelph.
at Guelph, so
Oh,
we're close. So
alright.
yeah,
I guess that's not too far away.
yeah,
Actually, I knew she went to Guelph. What am I
No,
saying?
I was like, you didn't really need
Excuse
to
me.
ask that.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
You guys fly out Monday.
We fly out Monday.
Well, I guess when this airs, it'll be.
This will be Monday. This will be on.
Well, no,
Thursday.
I know. I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Monday. I'm an idiot. And Monday is Monday. Yeah. Sorry. So you guys will. You flying out Monday? Are you excited?
So excited. We haven't packed yet.
Yeah, today I was like, oh, I should do that. Probably like Saturday.
We have I have a list of like everything I need, like the major things, like our visas, like print those off. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like a lot of it's just like clothes and.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take your list.
And it's not like we're going like the middle of nowhere. Like we're gonna be living there, so I guarantee there's like a Walmart around the corner or whatever. Like if I forget something or whatever. But yeah, just avoid the fires and we'll be good.
Yeah, we'll just stay away from those.
Yeah. Like everybody is just like, have you seen the fires? Have you seen the fires?
No.
It's like, yes,
Yeah.
I've seen the fires.
Everyone's like, are you still going? I'm like, yeah.
That was like the very first thing I asked you guys because it's like I don't know. For me, it would be concern. I'm sure you're concerned, but like you said, you're going into a major city, so it's not like you're just flying into the bush.
Yeah.
Our parents are definitely concerned.
Oh, yeah?
That's all they freaking talk about. Our dad. He's like, you're going to volunteer when you're there, right? Like, you better volunteer. Like, you're going to
Yeah.
save some koalas, right? We're like, okay.
Are you gonna volunteer while you're there?
Probably.
Probably. Or else if we, guess we're
If
not
we
allowed
don't,
to come home.
I think we would literally be murdered. I was like, I think I'll try to find a job and then I'll volunteer. Our dad was like, no, like, you should volunteer. I'm like, then I'm gonna be coming home a lot sooner than expected.
And he's starting to like do like the what if statements. He's like, well, what if the fires like push enough people out of their houses, so then more people living in Sydney, and then more people take over those jobs, so then you guys can't get any jobs, and then what are you gonna do? And I'm like, Dad, do you know how crazy that sounds right now?
It's like it's so funny where people's minds go.
I know.
Because I know like when I told one of my friends I was going to Germany for exchange, and he was like, it's like, well, you know, with the state of the world right now, you shouldn't be traveling. And I was like, you know,
What?
I think I'll be fine.
No.
Like, it's okay, man. And he's like, no, because you'll run into pockets of people who just aren't governed by law, and they'll kill you for fun. And I was like, Okay. I was like, where? And he was like, he had all these conspiracy theories, but he was like, there's pockets in Germany where just like malicious people live, just like, and all they do is like get together and like just scheme about. He's like, all over Europe they have this. They just scheme to kill tourists, and I was like, what? Like, dude, you need to like stop watching so many like serial killer movies.
When it's 2 a.m.,
yeah,
go to bed instead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny though, because like I think about it, like with the States, like no one here is worried about going to the States. Yet like you hear about all this crazy like terrorism and whatever like madness going on in the States, but if you say like, oh, I'm going to Florida for a bit, no one's like, you're crazy, man, like what are you doing? Everyone's like, oh, have a nice time in Miami.
I know,
even though Miami is like crazy.
I know. It is funny. It's just like, I guess it's because it's so far away in a different culture that people's minds are immediately like scared.
Yeah,
right?
You're scared of the unknown.
Yeah. I can imagine it being like that drastically different. Like I know there's some inconsistencies we have in our culture, but like it's like probably the exact same over there. When you fly over to Canada, people are probably like scared that it's gonna be freezing here. And
that's what I thought too. I always wondered like what people
think coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know, because even like our cousins are from the States, and when I was younger and used to go there and meet their friends, like when they were still young too, they'd be like, so do you live in igloos? And I was like, no.
it
is like so weird, the stereotypes we have here.
Some of them are kind of accurate though.
Yeah.
Like some of them like say nice and sorry and like I mean I say sorry a lot, even like for things like I'll like someone will bump into me and I'll say sorry. Like it's kind of accurate. I say A.
Yeah.
But, like some of them are kind of crazy.
So I had an exchange sister I was telling you guys come over from France, and so when she arrived here, she's looking for all the stereotypical things we do, and she was sitting in our kitchen, and like I was talking to my mom, and I just like something A, like, oh, whatever, oh, that's crazy, like, whatever, A, and then her head popped up, and she was like, A, and like, after, for like the first 2 weeks, anytime anyone was like, oh, that's crazy, so she'd be like, and we're like, okay.
I know, when we go, like, we have family from the States, like, all our cousins are American, so whenever we go and visit, and, like, we're hanging around their friends, I'll, like, purposely, like, emphasize, like, the A.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my friend who was in Australia, too, last, like, whatever year, and he was like, oh, like they love the Canadian accent over there. I was like, okay, once I get there, like I'm abusing it.
Yeah. It's so weird to think, like, because obviously you never notice your own accent.
Yeah.
And then when people point it out, it's just so funny because you're like, oh well, no, you have the accent.
Yeah, I know, that's what we were thinking.
It's like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. I know, we're gonna be the foreigners with the accents when we go there, which I think will be kind of cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. I hope we get some of their accent.
Yeah, my same friend, he lived there for a year because he has family over there. And he came back, well, one, he never cut his hair. So his hair is like down to here. So I picked him up from the airport. I was like, who the hell is that kid? I was like, shit, wait, that's the guy I'm picking up. And like, he has like a thick Australian accent now.
Oh, really?
Like sometimes like he'll purposely like put it on, but like a lot of words he'll say like have an Australian accent just from living over there. And I was like, damn, I hope like
he was there for like a year though.
Yeah, I mean he has double the amount, but still, I would pick up some.
We'll probably get like slang and like lingo. I doubt we'll get an accent, but we'll probably have like weird words.
Lingo, like keen or something, like, you know.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You just come back with a German accent.
Yeah, like, das.
Yeah.
Hello. And
do you plan on traveling while you're over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of traveling. Like, I want to go to Italy. I want to go back to like my roots. That's like what I'm most excited for, to see where my mom's from and my dad's from.
Where is that in Italy?
My dad's from Calabria. Okay. So like, well, I shouldn't say my parents. My grandparents are from Calabria. Yeah. So like where they grew up, because they never left this small town there. Okay. And some of my family's still there, so I'm excited to go see them.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
And then, like, my mom's side of the family, like, see where like their stomping grounds, kind of like they've been Canadians forever now, right? Like 6th or 7th generation. Mm-hmm. So, but like I'm still excited to see like the history of the land and stuff, because she's always on our back too, because she's always like, oh, you guys don't really talk about being Italian and never about being Welsh and like that. And we're like, Mom, we're like not Welsh. Like your side is so Canadian by this point. And like so, but it'll be interesting to see, because I know the history over there is pretty cool.
Does your Italian family like speak English, or like
they
going
do.
in kind of blind?
over like where
Like
I'm
in
headed?
Italy.
I don't know. Honestly, I know nothing about them. I think they do because my parents have been, and so like everyone in Europe knows a little English, right?
Yeah.
And so I think they do, and then yeah. So I'm excited, but it'd be pretty funny.
If not, if you just show up and you're like,
ah. So funny though because like Italy has like all these dialects, like anywhere does, like your dialect changes. And I went into an Italian class at Laurier, and like the little bit I knew from my family was like Calabrian, and it was so like apparently it was just such broken Italian.
Really?
So then I walked in and I was like, just thought I was gonna be so great, and I was like spewing out stuff, and she was like, no. She was like, that's terrible. You're terrible. I was like, oh shit.
Is Calabria northern or southern?
Southern.
Southern?
It's like you know how it's a boot?
Yeah.
It's like the tip of the toe.
Oh, is
That's
it?
what they say, yeah.
I always knew the name, but I've been to Italy twice, but I never made it that far south.
Right, you did a trip with your ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah, and before that I did it with like my 2 friends.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So I've been to a bit of Italy. And it was nice. Siena was so nice, like Tuscany and that little area. I want to do like the Amalfi Coast because that looks so beautiful.
Usually people say Tuscany is like their favorite.
Yeah.
My sister, when she said she like loved it.
Yeah.
Like that's her favorite place. So
we rented a scooter and just like went for like a road trip around the hills, and it was so cool.
I saw you guys.
See, I was like, I remember that pic.
I remember that pic.
We
It
were
was so funny. And you just had the hell.
Yeah, it was like they came out with the helmets. They're like, oh, which one do you want? I picked like the oldest, most like round, stupid looking one with like the goggles. I was like, I gotta do it.
Oh my god.
An iconic moment.
That trained us. And then we did the same thing. We rented a scooter in Bali for a week and just like went through there.
You guys did?
Yeah.
Wait,
So
when
I was
were you in
training.
Bali? What?
Oh, we went last year. We went backpacking through like Thailand.
We did
like a month.
Singapore, Indonesia, and Thailand. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, like Bali's like a pretty little island. So we rented a scooter, and like you can get from like the southern tip to the northern tip in probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours if you're just like booking it. So yeah, we rented a scooter. It's on the left side of the road.
Drive crazy.
And there's no street lights, so it's kind of just like whoever sticks their nose out, it has the right of way. So that was a little iffy.
And like scooters are like the vehicle. Like there's rarely cars, so it's just like it's
That's
like
kind of nice though, man.
It's like
It would probably be so scary with cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they were doing it too, and everyone's weird, like we out.
Well, like it's like in the heart of the towns, it's like everyone's like doing whatever they want. But like as soon as you leave the town, it's just like these nice like fairly open roads and like
so cool.
going up mountains and stuff. And like we crashed once.
we almost slid off the mountain, but it was fine.
That would have been pretty bad.
Like so Bali is like the big like volcano like mountain in the middle. There's a couple of them, but there's like the biggest one. So you like get over that, and that's how you get to like the northern tip. So we came over like the ridge. Like it had been raining the whole day before, and like the sun literally like appears as we cross like the mountain tip, and it's like so beautiful. And I'm like, Kenz, like get a video. She starts recording and stuff, and I'm like following the road, and I look like a little too long, and like our front wheel like hits the gravel, and I'm like, duh, and like literally like the mountainside is from like me to like the corner of the room away, and I'm like, duh, and then I like screw it, and then we just like drop the bike. Off. But like we were probably only going like, I don't know, 10 kilometers or something.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We had like a few scrapes.
But then like the locals like saw it, like these like local farmers, and like 5 local like men like and like women like run over to us. They're like talking to us and whatever Indonesian.
We were like dying of laughter, and I think they thought we were crying.
But they're so nice, and like the guy like picks up the bike. Like 2 of them are like taking like off the side to like fix the engine. Like other 2 are like checking our like scrapes and stuff. Like again, not speaking a word of English.
There was a lot going on. I was so confused. It's like we like just crashed, and there was like 8 people around. I was like, what is going on? There was like chickens running around.
Yeah, it's like random farm animals. I was like, oh my god. And then they're like, oh, here the bike's working, whatever. He gives it to me, like kickstarts it. He's like, you good to go? He puts his helmet on me. I'm like, thanks, man.
I know.
Like,
this was within like a minute. We were like, what the fuck?
But yeah, it's a funny story. I think that's probably our first. No, we told our parents, I'm pretty sure.
Did we?
I think I told Mom something happened. But...
Mom, if you're listening.
But yeah, that's also like, I don't know, I've traveled a lot and Ken's come with me, so and we're not too worried about moving.
That's cool.
Across like
the world.
Like Australia's pretty civilized compared to like Indonesia, so for living there, it's more just like making sure we don't run out of money.
Yeah, it's like my only concern is just running out of money.
But like once you find jobs there and stuff like that,
you'll be good.
I feel like the worst thing you do is you run out of money and you come home, but you still got to go to Australia.
Yeah, that's true. And then you just get back on the grind here.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably going to New Zealand. How we timed it is that we're going to come back right for summer.
That's so smart.
Yeah, and we live up in like Muskoka during the summers. So we're looking to like come back here, probably get unjet lagged and just like move up there.
I know, I literally told our parents, I was like, we're going to get here. We'll probably stay here for like 3 days and then back to Muskoka.
Yeah.
And our visa's a year long too, so.
You can stay longer.
So we can stay longer or we can go back too.
That's so
after.
Nice.
So
I'm jealous.
you should come. What do you got? 1 more year left to school?
So it's like dropouts.
Yeah. Nice. That's the life.
Do you have anywhere like you really want to go? Like anything on the bucket list that you want to see?
So the guy I'm going with, actually it's funny because it's not like we really plan to go together. We just kind of, so I got this school. I thought I was the only one going. And then it turns out this one guy from my school was going too. And then he was roommates with my buddy. And so like we met and like we hit it off. Like he's a really cool guy. And he's just been like, it was funny because like he comes up to me and he's like, didn't know I was like what kind of guy I was or anything. And he's like, yeah, like I really want to go, you know, and having a great time. And I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna party, bro. It's gonna be so fun. He was like, okay, cool. That's what I was trying to get at. He was like, I really would love to go to Spain and we should try and plan to see like Running with the Bulls and we can watch. I was like, watch? Why wouldn't we do it? And he was like, oh, I was gonna try and convince you. And I was like, no, man, we gotta do it. And then so like he's a pretty adventurous guy, and like I like to think of myself as a pretty adventurous guy. Like I want to take the opportunity if it's there. So we've been like trying to plan out all this stuff. Like we keep sending stuff to each other, like just events happening in Europe that we're like really excited to do. So I think places. Like, yeah, but, like, there are places I want to go, like Italy and stuff, but it's more the events that I really want to see. Like, Running with the Bulls is a big one. We want to go to, like, Bayern Munich matches just to get it, like, to fill European football. St. Patrick's Day, Dublin.
Oh, true.
That's the big one.
Are you going to be there for the 17th?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be crazy.
That would be so crazy.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. And then, like, trying to do cool events like that all the time, so...
That's smart. That's sweet.
Are you guys looking for like? Is there anything you guys are aware of going down?
Like we have a concert.
Yeah, we have a concert.
Oh, that's cool. Who are you seeing?
Holocaust.
They're
an Australian,
very small band.
Australian like indie band, I guess.
That's
but
cool.
Did I introduce them?
Yeah,
to you.
But I guess like our plan is to like go down there, like settle down, but you know, get in tune, and then we're gonna spend a couple months there and just kind of like take in all of Sydney and whatever. Like again, we've done like backpacking and stuff, so that's just like jumping from everywhere to everywhere like super fast.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna like try to like have like a a friend group that like stays around there and more like live, and then we come back beginning of June, so probably like May-ish we'll probably start. I don't know, I'm thinking like rent a car and do like the coast. Probably go to like New Zealand for like 2 weeks maybe. You
should rent a van. That's what so my girlfriend did that. Like she rented a van and then they just slept on the coast. And it was like apparently she was like that was her favorite part of the trip.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I told her parents that and they're like, you're gonna live in a car? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna live in a car.
Yeah.
I was like, why not? You're like, just rent a hotel. I'm like, no, I want to live in a car.
Yeah, it's so simple. Like,
I know.
And they have like so many stops and stuff, like camping grounds and shit.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be
sorry, I shouldn't swear.
Oh no, you're fine.
No
you're
worries.
with me.
Yeah.
I have such a bad body, man.
Well, anyways, I think that should wrap it up.
Wow, cool. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, anything you want to plug? Instagram or any life advice you want to give?
I'll just shout out JWoww.
Okay.
Good luck with the start of the season, JWoww.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
And Social House. Love Social House. Wild Hogs. Go Wild Hogs.
There you go. Anyways, I'm Kyle. I'm 21.
I'm Mackenzie. I'm 19, but I look like I'm 14.
I'm Sal. 20. Oh, we're like, oh yeah.
And thanks for listening to Mismatched. Good night.